truck, you take the body to somewhere it's never gonna be found, or you chop that motherfucker up at the supermarket like Roy DeMeo and his crew. They had a supermarket. And they'd go in there at night and they'd chop you up.
Like the Sopranos? Like they had the deli?
Like the deli. They had a supermarket too at night. And then they also had a bar called the Gemini Lounge, and upstairs they had an apartment. And they would invite you over, and two guys, one would stab you in the heart, and the other one would shoot you in the head, and then they'd wrap a towel around your head. They'd all do it with their underwear on.
So they know it's clothes?
I would greet you
with
clothes on and go, hey, come on in, come on. And next thing you know, when you walk into that lair, next
Everybody
to the
underwear.
bathroom, three guys would come out with fucking...
in their underwear?
Underwear and weapons.
Underwear and sneakers.
What do you think? You think they're going to fuck or something?
No, they wouldn't. You wouldn't even see them, dog. That's how
wow.
They killed over 200 people in that apartment.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so what they would do is they would come out with their fucking clothes on. They killed the most people. Put it up. Put up Murder Machine, Lee.
Were there other
not a video.
neighbors?
Just Yahoo it. Put up Murder Machine, and just look at this excerpt. And once you read what they did, like if you ever read the book Murder Machine, you will call me up and go, Joey, I don't understand. That those people were fucking savages. I mean, when you start the month at zero, and you make, $400,000 a month, you are a fucking animal. These guys were animals. They were robbing cars, sending them to Iran and getting $5,000 a car. They were shipping over 100 cars a week, guys.
Wow.
What?
On a container.
I can't believe that, man.
These guys were savages. These guys were street dummies. And when you read the type of shit these guys did, any of them, just pop it and see what it says. That guy was the leader, all right? That guy, the Gambinos, fucking, they hated him. The fucking boss of the Gambinos knew what he was, but he was paying so much money every fucking week that he bought himself a fucking mafia card. And then they just made him a captain. Wow. They said, don't even come. Don't even come around. They went to the Gotti brothers and said, you got to get rid of this guy. And they were like, we don't want nothing to do with him.
That guy was a straight killer,
This guy was a fucking savage. And the more coke he snorted, the crazier and crazier and crazier he became. But the fucking envelope was so big. He had a drug ring. He had a car ring. He had a fucking, it was just, it never ended. So one time, he had a kid that he adopted. The kid was Jewish, but he wanted to be Italian. So that kid cut a deal with some Cubans. There it is right there, right in front of you. The Cubans had connections with the Cuban drug cartel, raising the possibility of violence between the Gambino family and the Cubans unless Rosenberg was dealt with. The mayor was ordered to kill Rosenberg, but stalled for weeks. During the period, DeMeo committed his most public murder. The victim was a college student with no criminal. He was outside selling vacuums, and DeMeo thought he was a fucking Cuban, and he shot him and shit. Yeah, this was crazy, but how they would do it, Lee, you ready? Let's go back to the apartment.
Gotcha.
They come out with underwear, they'd stab you in the heart, shoot you in the head, and put a towel around your head.
Were there neighbors or no?
Nobody knows nothing. Silences. They owned the bar. So there was no fucking neighbors,
bro.
There's no neighbors.
You think they're gonna have neighbors and do that, Lee?
I don't know.
You gotta think like a murderer, bro.
Okay, so there's now.
You're thinking like a civilian.
They take you, they drag you into the shower, they hang you,
Right? Oh,
and
Jesus.
they make the blood come out of you.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. They drip the blood out of you.
For what? For sorcery?
No. To drain you. Listen to me. While your body drains, they would go cook.
What?
They would go barbecue and make pasta
No,
and
they
hot
wouldn't.
dogs. Bro, read the fucking book.
To take their mind off of it and stuff?
To let the body bleed out. It takes a couple hours, 3-4 hours. They would stab him in the neck and bleed him out.
They might as well
Then after they fucking ate, they would go in the bathroom, take them down and chop them up piece by fucking piece and put them in garbage bags and put them all around. So let's say they killed you in Studio City. They would bury you in Culver City. They'd just drop you off where the garbage was coming to pick up, and they put a bag next to the garbage and pieces you all over, and now they take you to different dumps, and never again, no body, no crime.
See, that's
And
more
they owned the
romantic.
dumps, didn't they?
They own the dumps. You're absolutely right. You're a genius, Lisa. So there you
Jesus.
go.
How many murders do you think were happening.
They said these guys did 200. That's what they know of.
Oh my god.
Dude, that's crazy. Because, you know what's almost messed up? It's almost more, in a weird way, more romantic than the way you get killed today. Today, some mook just shoots you on the corner and runs off, There's nothing, there's no backstory, there's no side story, there's no...
You want your death to be remembered?
I want my death to be something romantic almost. If you die, you know what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't you rather be part of something than just, somebody runs up and stabs you in the neck or something?
Well, I mean, who was the guy who stood in front of the tank? That's pretty good. You could do something like that.
Yeah.
But then you have to like stand up for something. Like, what would you stand up for?
I don't know, man. I mean, I just want, if somebody kills me, I want it to be part of like a bigger group thing or something where there's people going to be kind of fired up about it. I don't want to just be like some one-off, some drive-by shooting. You know?
You think these fucking comedians will stick up for you? They call the club. The first thing these comedians do when you die, when they hear it, is they fucking go to fucking TheoVon.com and see where you're going to be at next week. And that's the first email they're sending to their agent. Let me get Theo's dates next week in fucking Houston, Texas at the Improv.
It's true, huh?
Yeah.
It's cold out here.
It's cold out here to be a pimp, dog.
It's cold.
I was here when that dude was here. When I first got here in '97, there was a comedian, an African-American kid, supposedly very sweet. He was doing colleges, but he was raping chicks in college. Did you ever hear about that shit?
Oh, wait, I did hear about this.
He was always at the Improv, Lee. At the Improv in Hollywood. He would do a spot.
You would do it every
twice.
weekend?
Vince?
Like something. You're right. I don't remember.
Champ.
His name. Vince Champion. You're right.
I never met him. I just heard about him.
He's still doing 20 to life, no parole. No, he's probably getting ready to get out, or he's out. Because
you should have him on.
I don't know. Why you want to open up sore wounds? He doesn't want to talk about it now.
That's probably true. If he definitely did it, and it seemed like he did.
Yeah. Look up Vince Champion. See if he ever got out of jail.
Okay.
The story I heard goes, Joey, that the judge sentenced him to 20 years, and that he stood up and said, "Can you light me at 15?" That's what I heard. How great is that?
That was cute. That's all great and
That's a joke.
He got
That's the
fucked
joke
in
that
the
goes
ass.
along with him. You think he did?
What do you mean, get fucked in the ass? When you go into jail for rape, bro.
He didn't.
And
I guess he did.
And people find out.
What his VINCE champion?
Champion.
It's
comedian.
not even coming up. Okay.
Comedian. There you go, Lee. Jesus Christ, you failing the fucking
How many
private
people
investment.
are named Vince Champion?
You never know. You never know till you look.
You're being the chef at the murder house. Lee's being the chef,
Yeah,
dude. You ain't doing the killing, Lee.
No, he's not even on Google.
the guy that
Well, he's
was
been in
the-
jail since Google even came out.
Yeah, the guy that was the chef at this house, the Mayo house, his name was Dracula. He was the cousin. And he would cook spaghetti while you were hanging in the shower. They got some horrible things they did, just to prove a point, not to fuck with them.
But do they have that anymore?
His release date's 2033.
Oh my God! How many years did he get?
He was prosecuted in Kansas. It doesn't say.
Pretty flat.
I guess.
They just
But
said,
he appealed in 01, so he's been there for a bit. He's already
Can you imagine like that?
He was arrested in 97.
told you. As soon as I got here, maybe a couple months in, I never met him. They said I remember the name.
Yeah.
And that was, listen, man. When I came out here, I was still doing criminalities and shit. And once I got here,
He was caught up, huh?
The more that I got into comedy, the less I got away from it. Yeah, I stumbled. I always had to sell some type of coke to put 20s together, dog. I'm getting 15 a spot at the comedy store, 40 at Willie Barcena's room, 50s. I'm trying to pay rent. I'm trying to do 1,000 fucking things. So, you'd come up to me and go, I need a fucking 8-ball. I charge you an extra 50 and take a half gram out and throw a half gram of aspirin in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That was it. I'd pick up 50 here, 50 there. I'd pick up 200 a week from selling coke. You did what you did. You just put it all together. But the more I did comedy, the least I wanted to do it. I was like, fuck, can you imagine? I remember one time I sold a pound of weed. This guy was a legit agent that I had become friends with.
Legit agent?
He was a pimp, dog. This guy got the scam of going to little cities.
Black guy?
No, he was a white dude. Very handsome white dude. fucking GQ type white.
Yeah, fancy.
And what a scam was, he would contact, let's say, Des Moines, Iowa, and say, I'm a talent agent from Los Angeles. We want to come to Des Moines, Iowa, and see or look at all the talent. So he'd get 2 other agents from 2 other agencies. They'd charge each kid $250. They'd get there, bro. There'd be 90 fucking kids there, $250 a pop, guys. Wow. And they would read the kids and tell them they had potential, and then they go, what we're going to do tomorrow is have a seminar on acting for children. We suggest you come for the 3 hours, and that's another $125. And there's also headshots tomorrow for $250.
Wow.
And they would rape a town. Plus, that dude would fuck young chicks.
Oh.
That was his bag. I did not know this. I did not associate with him.
Yeah.
I would tell him, what do you need this weed for?
Unbelievable.
And he would tell me, I go to parties. Look at this, man. We go to these fucking, he would go to Florida and Orlando. He would go to Tampa. He would go to Atlanta, Georgia. All these places. And even a little smaller. He wouldn't even go to Atlanta. He'd go to like a smaller town in Georgia.
Yeah.
And he would just go, get there Friday night, get to a local bar, Saturday morning, start scamming people, and then sell the acting class. And Sunday, do a 3-hour seminar, and they'd be on a 7 o'clock plane with 10 grand a piece. And each of them would fuck some chick or a mom, or get their dick sucked by a mom. They had horrible stories.
Wow. What happened to him?
And he was my agent. He was one of the agents at this agency that I would go there and talk to. And one day he just started asking me, can you get weed? And he came to El Compadre, and I saw him in action. I saw him drinking. And I saw he was the real deal. He was one of those crazy white dudes. And while he was up there, I'm sure he was doing coke. And then I got him like, that time I got him like an ounce. Then I sold him another ounce. Then I sold, this went on for about 6 months, 2
And he was
ounces.
hooked.
He was one of those dudes that always smoked weed. He just wanted really good weed.
Yeah.
And then a couple of times he's like, "Oh, we're going down to Florida for the weekend. We don't want to fuck around. Give me a half a pound." I would jack him $200 and a half a pound and take a half ounce out and spray it with water to make the weed fucking swell up and shit. By the time I got to Florida, he realized I smoked 3 ounces of pot yesterday and shit. No, you didn't, Uncle Joey. Wet that weed like a motherfucker.
Dude, I sold an ounce one time in my neighborhood and almost lost my mind. I couldn't handle the stress, man. This shit was just too stressful.
Why?
I thought everybody's gonna turn us in, man. And then I remember hiding in the trunk of my own car for like a couple of hours, dude. And thankfully I didn't die because I didn't know you could die in your own trunk. And I remember hiding in there, and thankfully the people I was living with came home, and I heard them park, and I banged on the trunk, and they let me out. I was fucked up, man. A lot of weird shit happened by us, man. They had a dude that committed a crime, right? And then ended up cutting off his own hands to try and not get caught for it. So he wouldn't have his own fucking
Oh man, that makes
fingerprints.
sense. Like I can see where he was thinking with it, but he just didn't think it one step far enough.
Yeah, because
Like, they can still catch you for it, man.
yeah.
Man, I got away with that. I cut my hands off.
Yeah. But that dude was deviant anyways, dude. And some families, I noticed, Joey, over time, I noticed a lot of families have the devil in them, you know? You know what I'm saying? Or you don't think so?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's just a funny way of phrasing it, but yes.
Well, some families have, you know, the father, something's wrong with the father, something's wrong with the kid, something's wrong with the, it's just that gene, something's wrong with the gene, they got a bruised gene. You know what I'm talking about?
I lived it.
Yeah.
I lived it. It's not as bad as you would think, but I saw it. I saw it, and I lived a little bit of it, and I saw some shit growing up that there were some families who really got it together, and you want to be a part of that family. And there were some families that you walked in their house and you said, "What the fuck?" I thought my family was fucking crazy. This is absurd.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what keeps you in balance, you know. Let me ask you guys a question.
Yeah.
Because Lee's already starting to get ready. Okay.
Are you, Lee?
Lee, tomorrow the podcast.
I'm always a little bit
tomorrow
ready.
the podcast ends.
Okay.
Okay. It's July.
Right.
You know what your options are? They're gonna jump, fucking whatever. You call me up, you go, "Joey, I don't want to fucking do this shit no more." What do I do? I'd say, "Lee, get yourself those football sheets. Get the fucking games every Monday. Every Sunday, go to a printer, make yourself 200 sheets, and just pass them out at the comedy store. Pass them out.